Hello, welcome back to Funnelheads. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Carnival Cruise Line shore excursion that you can take in Skagway, Alaska. The name of this excursion is Dog Sled Discovery and Mushing Camp. Now we're going to go through all of the details of this tour, including the basics, what to wear, what to bring, and our overall experience. We're going to give it a grade at the end of the video, so stick around for that. In the background, we're going to also use our personal videos and photos so that way you can see, for yourself exactly what this tour is all about. Before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel or returning and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so, becoming part of our Funnelhead family. We'd absolutely love to have you. Liking the video, sharing with your family and friends really helps us out and we appreciate it. But let's get right into today's video. Now, real quick, let's go over some of the basics of this shore excursion, starting off with one of the most important items, and that is the price. Now, the price for this shore excursion is going to be $195 per person if you're 13 years or older, and $165 per person for 12 years or younger. Now, there is no minimum age currently, but if you are older than 3+, you are going to require a ticket for this excursion. Now, the excursion itself is going to be approximately 3 hours and 25 minutes, give or take about 20 minutes. Now let's go over what to bring, and it's not going to be much at all, but we do recommend bringing small amounts of money, cash, or card. They do have a wonderful gift shop that you can shop at before and after the shore excursion. And of course, you're going to want to bring either a phone and or camera, so that way you can record your amazing experience here. Now let's go over what to wear. Now, just like any other shore excursion in Alaska, you're definitely going to want to bring layers with you, especially rain gear. They have the saying in Alaska, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes because it is going to change, and usually drastically, whether it's sunny one moment, cloudy, pouring rain, windy, foggy, all of the above, you're going to experience it throughout the day. So definitely bring your rain gear and definitely some different layers so that way you can stay warm. You can always peel those layers off if you get hot during the day. Now that we got through all of that, let's talk about what to expect on this amazing shore excursion. Now, you're going to take a short bus ride to the campsite. Now, the bus is going to be near the pier where you're going to meet your group. The bus is very comfortable, and along the way, you're going to go through downtown Skagway, seeing a lot of different restaurants and breweries, as well as some historic sites. And the scenery is absolutely beautiful, so make sure, you stay awake. I know the activities, of course, in Alaska and the ship can make everybody sleepy, but you're going to want to see these amazing views as well as, take some pictures or videos along the way. Now, once you reach the campsite, you're actually going to be placed in what's called a unimog, and this is basically a large truck. This was one of Rhett's favorite parts of the day. He loves trucks. He had a blast climbing up these steep hills on this truck, and once you get to the top of the mountain there at the dogs campsite, you're going to actually, well, first of all, you're going to hear them in the distance. They're going to be barking and jumping up and down and howling, and they are so excited to meet you. And once everybody started hearing, the Alaskan Huskies barking in the background, everybody had smiles on their faces, and then you get a chance to see them through the woods. Once you pull up, you find your trainer as well as, your dog sled team. You don't get to really meet the dogs at that point, but you will after, so no worries about that. You're going to board your sled. They're going to tell you exactly what order to board the sled in, and this is where the fun really starts to happen. Your trainer is going to start, guiding these dogs around the camp through these tight turns, and it is so much fun. The dogs look like they have a blast. Everybody on your sled is having a blast, and the sled typically holds between 5 and 8 people, just depending on weights and things like that. Now, during the dog sled ride, the trainer will stop every now and then to give the dogs a break, but also tell you a little bit about, themselves, as well as the dogs, names, ages, their positions, what they do, in the sled arrangement, which is really fun to, hear all about. Now, the sledding itself is approximately 20 to 25 minutes, And once you're done, that is when you actually get to meet all the pups. Now you start, from the beginning of the line and kind of walk down. Now some of the dogs here are going to be a little bit timid or shy, so some of them they ask you, to politely, give them space, but others absolutely, just love being pet, scratched, all of that good stuff, and we definitely took full advantage of that. Now, once this part is over, you're going to board the Unimog again and start making your way back down to the initial site. Now, on the way, there is a beautiful lookout that the driver does stop at for about 5 or 10 minutes to get some amazing pictures and just kind of take in the, Alaska scenery in the background. Definitely worth getting out of the Unimog and taking a look at. Now, once done at the lookout, you're going to board the Unimog again and take it back down the mountain. And this is going to return to the original site where you have some restrooms as well as souvenir stores, which I highly recommend checking out. They have some great merchandise there. But before that, you actually get to talk with some of the drivers and racers, trainers. They tell you a little bit about, dog sledding in Alaska, some of the different courses that they've raced, past and present, what they bring on these races, and just kind of the process of everything, which is really neat. Now, after this, it's probably our favorite moment of the day, minus the actual dog sledding, and that is you get to meet the puppies that are going to be replacing some of these race dogs down the line. They're there to train and also just to grow and get strong, but they are the cutest puppies in the world. You get approximately 20 to 30 minutes, just holding them, petting them, hugging them, and we were in all of our glory. This is when you can shop though as well, so you want to make sure you kind of balance both of those because the time does go by very quickly, and unfortunately we were so involved with the puppies, we didn't want to leave them. We actually didn't really get a chance to shop at all, which it was fine in the end. We just thought they should have told us that, but we definitely did not want to miss out on holding these adorable puppies. And then finally, you head back to your bus and take the short ride back to your cruise port. Now let's go into the question that probably everybody has, and is this shore excursion worth it? It absolutely is. Now the price for this shore excursion is a little pricey, but honestly it doesn't compare to some of the other, activities that you can do at some of these different spots in Alaska. This one is pretty inexpensive for some of the others. Now there are 2 dog sledding tours in Skagway. Of course, this one is at the Mushing camp, but there is one that you can take on snow, which sounds absolutely amazing. It is a lot more expensive and unfortunately does cancel quite a bit because the conditions really have to be pristine in order to go on that separate one. We actually met some friends on this cruise that their shore excursion was canceled. They did the dog sledding on the snow portion, and luckily we still got to do this one at the Mushing camp. So just know that going in, if you do book, the more expensive one, just have a backup plan because you don't want to waste the day in Skagway. It is a great port. Now, we also highly recommend this for everyone. There is so much that's going on with this tour. We truly feel that there's something for everyone. Now, there's also not a lot of walking on this tour. Pretty much, like I said, you go on the bus to the Unimog, to the dog sled. So there's very little walking. The only thing I would say, if you have any type of, problems with, walking or things of that nature, is the Unimog can be a little bumpy at times. So maybe if you have a bad back or something like that, it may not be the best tour for you, but it is pretty minimal. So just keep that in mind. Now our overall score out of 10 is going to be a 9.5 for this shore excursion. It was one of the best ones that we did in Alaska, especially for the price. The only real piece that I would say is a con or dislike is not having a little bit of extra time at the end, with the puppies as well as in the souvenir shops, because they did have some great merchandise in there and the prices really weren't bad for what they were selling. So just keep in mind mind that to try to balance it a little bit at the end of the tour. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned, what to expect on this shore excursion. If you have questions, absolutely put them in the comment section below and I will answer them as soon as possible. Thank you so much for the support. If you like these type of videos or appreciate them, make sure you hit the like button, share with anybody else that you think, might like or enjoy these videos. We truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see you right back here in the next video or on a cruise ship one day. Catch you later.